We're more than a university. We're a holding space for educational growth, for economic prosperity, and for community. We have something for everyone. Whether you're a first or fourth year student seeking to host your next event or looking for true hospitality outside of the city. Choose St. FX University.
Hey folks, Premier Tim Houston here. Welcome to beautiful Antigonish. Nova Scotia is proud to host these national football events for the third time, and we know it's going to be another outstanding success. To the players, coaches, officials, staff, volunteers, and families, thank you. Your dedication is what makes football so special. To our Nova Scotian athletes, we're cheering you on. The best of luck to all the teams. Enjoy the competition, enjoy the community, and enjoy your time here in Nova Scotia. Take care, everyone. Very best of luck.
Monster on the beat, depot, being wrecked. Here, free throw, man down, all I have with lamps. Tell him free, bro, nail it. To the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with me? Trying to see Compton, the industry can hit me. Come on and do, mama, how many options you really got? I mean, there's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your listen out the Bible of God watching us. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show it. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walking down whole time, I know he got some horn on him. Pull on him, extort, really the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young.
And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Head coach Sean Olekskovich and Team Manitoba. Ladies and gentlemen, your game day officials for this morning's football game. Your timer, Craig, pitches. Field judge number 9, Damien Lacasse. My judge number 90, Deepak Sharma. Down judge number 85, Brian Neal. Back judge number 23, Adam Lawler. Side judge number 61, George Latter. Umpire number 125, Edezer Guzar. And your referee, number 18, Sandy Bays.
Head. Tail. Tail's called. It is heads. Defer. Good choice. Gentlemen, shake hands, bring your teams out. Good luck. Have a great game.
And that is so cute.
KOR, get ready. KOR alert. Red KOR.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2025 Canada Cup here. We're in the U18 division, and we got a matchup here in the early mornings of a Thursday, July 17th. We got Manitoba versus British Columbia, both teams' second games of the tournament. And, Che, what can we expect out of these two clubs heading into today?
Yeah, well, I think we're going to see some good matchups in regards to receiver DB play. A lot of big bodies out here, so they're going to be trying to run the rock early. I know that BC in game one had a good mobile quarterback. He liked to get around, move around outside the pocket, make plays happen, extend plays. I think it should be a good one. These teams are going to match up well today.
And that's Che Morales. I'm Denver Donnelly, and I was here last year for the Canada Cup, and it was a very entertaining tournament in both divisions, and we hope to see that again this year. So far, so good, but we have some pretty electric matchups today in both divisions. And it is a hot one here in Antigonish. Like I said, it's about 10 a.m. local time, and it's only going to get hotter, it feels like, today. Here we go.
As a result of the coin toss, Manitoba won the toss and deferred. They will kick off.
So Manitoba will kick off. They're wearing the gold uniforms, black pants. Taking on BC in the all-black uniforms.
Templeton set the kick.
With a little orange. And here we go, opening kickoff. This Thursday matinee. And that will be recovered by the return man for British Columbia. And he's got, jiggles out of a room there, still on his feet. Tackle around the 30-yard line.
From the 9-yard line. Brought down by number 22, Alex Pike.
And after a good return there for BC, as we'll see it here again on the replay. Yeah, broke a tackle there, a couple shifts. Tackle by number 22 for Manitoba. That is Ben LaRose, Trey Nahirny. So ball at the 31 of BC, their opening drive of the game.
Coming out in the quads look here. A little motion in the backfield.
And no.
Oh.
Flag on the play.
Got him there. That was a false start.
Yeah, not a great start here for BC. Just looks like they ran out of time on the time clock there. You know, you're definitely going to be susceptible to that when you're trying to do some freeze. You know, the reason they do freeze, they're trying to see what the defense is giving them in front of them. Definitely got to work on operation speed.
And we'll try that first down again. Same look. Trying to see what they got. They do execute it this time. He's looking right to his receiver. He strips over. Throws, caught. Nope. Dropped out of the hands there. It was number 88 for BC on the drop. Aiden McDonald.
Is incomplete.
Yeah, it's a tough look there. Got to get the early game jitters out of the way here. You know, just got to track that ball, especially like at a level like this. It's so important to get your hands out. Okay, we got to clamp on the ball there, turn upfield. Sometimes guys get a little excited, try to run before they're ready to go.
And and a big-time tackle there. That's number 3, Manitoba, blowing up there on the short throw.
Number 3, Amos First.
Number 3, Amos First, a DB. And that was a quick 2-and-out there for BC. Very impressive defense by Manitoba, just blowing that play right up. Chase Thurston, the quarterback for BC, number 12.
Yeah.
Had some good patience on the first play there, but on the screen attempt didn't work out.
Yeah, and it's always good for a defense and a team in general to be able to get off the field early, especially if you decide to defer. You know, you're getting that ball in the second half. If you can go 2-0 quickly, basically feels like you're getting the ball first in both halves.
Yeah, Manitoba had themselves a tough loss Monday, their first game, 51-zip. But this one is a good start. Now they're hoping their offense can get their first points of the tournament. It will be returned cleanly. And number 1 on Manitoba gets a couple extra yards.
Return, tackle by number 16.
Taven Perini, the returner, 5'7", out of Winnipeg.
Yeah, Taven had a good showing in the first game. Obviously, the scoreboard didn't reflect a great game on their part, but there was definitely some good stuff coming from him. He's really good at making guys miss out on the field in open space. You know, shifty little receiver.
And we'll see Manitoba's first drive. And they'll open it up with a handoff to number 15, and he's got space to the right. He's got a lot of room. And shoved out of bounds. Big-time run. First play, first down. Not a bad start for Manitoba. 15 for Manitoba. And that is McCarlo Shaw.
Good for first down yardage. Ball spotted on the.
Yeah, they're just going to do a little zone concept here. It might have been actually a power. I think I saw a pulling guard there. He kind of got caught up. But it's a good double team on the front side of that by the right tackle, right guard, opening up that far side C gap.
And this will be first and 10 again. It's a play action. Quarterback trying to run, but he will run out of space as BC's D-line converges and wraps him up. Be a loss of probably a yard there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a play action kind of power look there. O-line tries to settle in.
Number 7, Gill.
You know, especially on those longer developing plays, you gotta have great protection up front. Got to stay square, try to cover guys up, allow your quarterback to get the ball off.
Khalil Hussein is in at quarterback for Manitoba. He's going to look to throw, and it is caught underneath.
Wow.
And it was looking like a big-time sack. He at least picked up a couple there to the 31, bringing up third down. And decision for Manitoba.
Check out the defensive lineman here. He tries to jump the pile, as you could say. Almost makes the play on the ball here.
Oh, yes. Can't see. I believe it was 41 or 44, I believe, came running in there over the pile. A good effort, BC. They have an impressive defensive line. Manitoba's going to have their work cut out for them. They are going for it. Third down. A little bit of distance. Drop back to pass. He'll step up in the pocket. Throws. Oof. It is incomplete.
That's a tough look there. You know what? But I don't blame Manitoba at all for going in for it here. You know, you get the quick 2 and out. You get the ball back. Have a nice explosive run. And then you're going to go for it there on third down, trying to make something happen, trying to get some points on the board. You know, obviously they believe in their defense in this matchup, and that's why they're willing to take those chances. And especially in a tournament like this, you know, the margins are small, and then once you get to this second, third game, you're willing to take those chances and try to gain some opportunity where you can find it.
Especially that deep, you know, when you have a game like you did Monday, you want to put up points on the board as a touchdown, especially as BC's first run of the game. A good tackle.
Carried by the running back,
number 18 for BC, Chase Doucette.
Number 96, Charles Cockrell.
Cockrell on the tackle, the D lineman out of Winnipeg. Most of these players from Manitoba are from Winnipeg area.
On the carry, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, number 77 there had a nice pancake. Finishes on top there.
So we got a 2nd down, about 10 to go. And he will throw it up looking for 88. It is incomplete. That was some good defense by number 4, kind of forcing him.
Number 88,
Force him out of the way there. As number 4, that would be Evan Geddes.
Yeah, we'll see on the replay here. BC had a nice sprint out opportunity here. We're taking a look at the
kickoff there. That's all right there. Number 88 on BC. That was Aiden McDonald. That was his 2nd target already today. It'll be interesting to see how much more he gets. And BC's quarterback does look to have a pretty good arm there.
Yeah.
And that will be punted away. It is going to land right there.
No yards.
There's a flag on the play that might hit BC first.
I think it was no yards penalty. So in the Canadian game, you got to give a 5-yard halo surrounding the ball and the ball carrier. That's one thing that differentiates from the American game, where you can basically be right on top of the kick returner, and they got to wave it down if they think they can't make something happen. It's tough, especially in this U18 format and like underage formats where maybe the kickers don't have the leg as they do when they get older. So sometimes you got to react as a special teams player and kind of move back or move to the side, make sure you got that 5-yard halo.
Hossein, 2nd drive of the day for Minnesota. He will pass. Quick little short route. Look like trips to the right, just quick little hitches there.
Yeah.
A few yards.
It's a pretty standard 1st down play. We're going to see trips right. I think they got 3 hitches. You're expecting zone, and you're just trying to find that open soft spot, deliver a strike.
Nice and quick out of the quarterback's hands, which you like to see, and that's a productive play. They picked up 8 yards, means for a 2nd and short. I expect a run in this situation, but we shall see. They do indeed hand it off to their running back, and he will punch his way forward. That's a 1st down, Manitoba.
Yeah. You love to see that, especially on those short and 2nd plays. You know, you want to convert, especially in the Canadian game, only 3 downs. Sometimes you just got to get your running back, you know, put his head down, lean forward, and try to gain as much as he can. It's not about blowing one for 30 yards. It's more about just converting the down.
All right, here we go. A new set of chains here for Manitoba. This will be a quarterback carry. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage there. Some pushing and shoving a little bit away from the pile.
7, Khalil Hossein. Tackle on the play, number 52.
Yeah, so this looks to be a quarterback read option here. Doesn't like what he sees to the RB, takes it himself, just gets what he can. It's a good defensive front there from BC.
Nowhere really to go there for Hossein. The 2nd down. They picked up about 1.5 yards. Hossein looking left. He will throw it up. It's a double coverage. Intercepted. And he was down. He had a little bit of real estate to go there. That's number 23 for British Columbia. That's Woody McRae. The big-time interception. And, yeah, Manitoba just trying to throw it up there, see if they can get a jump ball, but there was into double coverage.
Yeah, I think
came down.
Yeah, I think he thought he had them in man there, wanted to take the shot on the outside. I think it was a wheel route. Might have just been a streak there. But, yeah, it looked like they were maybe in cover 2 there. Safety flowed over the top and was able to make a play on the ball.
There is a flag. Looks like roughing after. Let's see here. We have a player to watch for BC, number 50, Caleb Jonker, 6'3", 235, out of Victoria. See the last game, 3.5 stops, tackle for loss. So Caleb Jonker, not a bad player on that DN. We'll be seeing plenty of him and calling his name out, I'm sure, as today's game and the rest of this tournament goes along.
Yeah, and that says DN, but if I believe so, BC came out in a 3-3 kind of box formation there. So really, DNs in that case are going to be run stoppers as well. So they got to be stout in the box there.
And this is a good first down run straight up the gut. Number 14 for BC, that's Denver Adam. It's a good first name.
Number 14, Denver Adam. Tackle play number 14, Sugar.
As we see here, gain of 6. And then he will give it right back to Adam. He'll run left, and he's got space, and that is a touchdown save and tackle there from number 11 on Manitoba. The Denver Adam, two very, very nice carries for British Columbia.
Yeah, if we get the replay here, we'll definitely see the closest side receiver actually springs this play here. Running back bounces out. He gets a pancake there. We just saw across the field, and that's the reason this play was able to extend.
Yeah, great blocking from everybody involved there. You can tell BC offensively, they look very dialed in. And as I say that, they snap it over the head. And this is trouble. Quarterback going to look to try to make something out of it. He's going to have to throw it.
Ooh.
Oh, and it's caught. And he's down. I mean, it's a loss, but that could have been a lot worse.
There's also a flag down on the play. We think we're going to see a late hit here on the quarterback.
That would be devastating for Manitoba.
Yeah. You got to be disciplined, especially in those situations.
Even with that throw and catch, which was impressive, that's about a 10-yard loss. As we see Thurston yesterday, very, very accurate, very efficient, 10 of 12, $154, and a touchdown the other day. As you can see here, he's got some good athleticism, good arm too.
Oh,
and yeah, he took a lick, and that will cost Manitoba big-time yardage.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep it clean there, especially in those moments. You can't get too excited. You know, these young players, they want to make plays on the ball. They want to make big hits, especially as a defensive lineman or a linebacker. You know, trying to get on that highlight reel. But you got to stay composed, stay disciplined. If they let that go, they'd be sitting here on their 40-yard line, 2nd and 20. Yeah. Now they're looking at a 1st and 10
in their territory too. Here we go. This will be a run to Denver Adam again, but he does get swallowed up by the Manitoba line that kind of closes in. 42 on the tackle for Manitoba. That's Ryan North.
Number 42, Ryan North. Gain of 3 yards.
Clock's ticking here as you see another player to watch, Logan Wagner, 6 foot 175 out of Surrey, wide receiver.
Yeah, they got some big bodies over there in BC.
Yeah, reminder, these are U18 kids, too. They're only going to get bigger, it seems. As this is a 2nd down throw right up the middle. Oh, and it's dropped. That was dropped by, I believe, Adam, who was coming out of the backfield. No, that wasn't Adam. That's number 4, Moses Miley. Or Millie, pardon me.
3rd down.
That was perfect throw. Got a right idea right in the middle, but...
Yeah, the quarterback for BC has been doing a pretty good job. They've had a couple drops early that's kind of set them back in some situations. But I think if the receivers can really clamp down on that ball and start to just worry about catching before they go here, BC should be able to gain some success going forward.
So this will be Patreus Lilar
Oh, he gets a good bounce there.
Yes, it does. Number 2 for Manitoba. He's going to try to take
That's
it wide. He's
great
got to be
bounce
careful.
from the ball.
And he will get down to about the 5. But yes, great kick. And Manitoba is pinned very deep in their own zone. They're going to have to make something work here, move some chains. So it's number 2 for Manitoba on the return, Tristan Channer.
Yeah, sometimes returners, especially at this young age, returners think that they need to try to extend plays, you know, start going east and west instead of north and south. Sometimes it's just better to put your head down, you know, gain what you can and put your offense in a position to get the rock moving.
You see that even in the pros, CFL, NFL, and, you know, if you're a kick returner, punt returner, that's your primary, you know, time you're getting the ball. You want to make your opportunity with the ball, but sometimes it is smart, you know, just take what you can.
Yeah.
And so we got a little quick stoppage in play here.
A little water break,
yeah,
looks like.
I don't blame them. It is. It's hot up here. It's hot down there. 3:06 is remaining in the first quarter. Scoreless. Ball on the Manitoba 6.
University, one team sports. Coach Atlantic.
And as the stoppage of play, might as well go into the our sponsors and suppliers who help this event make a reality. St. FX University, One Team Sports, Coach Atlantic, Town of Antigonish, the province of Nova Scotia, and 101.5 The Hawk as well. I want to thank all of you guys, as well as Football Canada, for helping out with this event. Tournament that none of these kids are going to forget. They'll look back when they're older and be like, man, that was a cool time. And we got a timeout for Manitoba. Some miscommunication coming out.
Timeout, Manitoba.
Got another player to watch here. Jackson Fury, number 99, 6'2", 230, out of St. Paul's.
That's a big boy.
Looks like he had 2 stops with a tackle for us. 5-yard loss on that play. Big guy there.
He's making sure you see him. I don't blame you. I'd do the same. And here we go here. So after the timeout, still got some time left here.
Sorry? Okay. Okay. You guys are saying it right. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay.
Yeah, we're good though.
And that's a quick throw to the right here on first down. Good completion to pick up some yards. Number 12 for Manitoba.
Brought down by number 23,
Yeah, that looked to be a slip pass, kind of RPO style play there. It's a pretty standard play in a lot of Canadian playbooks these days. Quarterback's going to give a read option look. If he likes what he sees, either they're reading the D end or the will linebacker in that case. If they like what they see, they're going to pass it, and vice versa, they'll hand it off if they don't like what they see. Try to get what they can.
It was LaRose Short, 6'3", 210. That's a big-time receiver. Under center, they got him jumping.
Oh, but the O-line jumped.
That's going to be, yep.
O-line's got to hold their water there.
And the penalties so far have been costly for Manitoba.
Tried to hurry up, see if they could quick hike them. They do get the D lineman to jump, but then the offensive line goes. I believe, if I'm correct, it should be a 5-yard penalty on Manitoba there. How it works is BC, if they jump offside, they do have a chance to get back as long as there wasn't a straight-up infraction or they weren't touching any of the O-linemen. However, on the flip side of that, the O-lineman has to hold their water there. Looks like it was offsetting.
And offsetting. The referees are still converging. A little over 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
Yeah, but I believe it should just be a 5-yard loss, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Oh, they call it on the defense.
All
right.
So that will move the chains for Manitoba, I believe. Yes, definitely.
5-yard penalty.
And So Manitoba at least gets to move the ball a little bit past their end zone there, a little bit more at a danger zone. Trying to continue to move the chains here. First down. It's Hossein dropping back, throws to his right, and it is caught.
Goodness.
No, I believe he did. Yep, dropped it there. That was number 1.
Oh, and then a little bit of extracurriculars at the end.
Is incomplete.
It's tough there. Looked like an O lineman kind of ran into the pile afterwards, gave a little extra shot, and now they're going to see probably 10 or 15 yards here, depending on what they decide to call there. Offensive linemen, you know, they're protective. They're protective, and they want to make sure that their skill positions, their smaller guys, are well kept. Number 1 received a little bit of extracurriculars after the whistle blown here, and then we'll see the offensive lineman kind of come and back him up. It's a touchy call there, but
It's a little touchy, but I understand from the referee's perspective. They want to make sure that nobody, don't even start the pushing, you know what I mean? Probably more of a set-the-tone call here in this first quarter. Hossein. And it'll be a draw. And some decent yardage there on the first down. Making it a second and manageable, number 32.
Alex Blank.
or no, that was a second down there, so it'll be third. Kind of get themselves out of the end zone. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to punt here or take the 2-point safety and try to get field position. In the Canadian game, it's pretty often that you'll see offense, if they can't get the ball to where they like it, kicker will step back into the end zone, take 2, flip field position.
Flat in the backfield for BC.
Let's see what they do, though. Their defense has been pretty solid to start the game, so they might decide to kick. Yeah, they're going to.
And they will. That's a good punt.
That is a good punt. Good directional kick.
Nice little bounce. And BC will corral it. Number 4, he's going to have space to the left. He runs down the sideline. Tackled just out of bounds.
Millie on the return.
Moses Millie. BC will start their next drive, looking to put up the first points of this football game.
Brought down by
it's a good return there. They're doing a good job at setting up their blocks. You know, you got to have buy-in on a special teams play like that. Any return, any field goal, even like just on a regular run play from your receivers. You know, smaller guys aren't normally used to blocking, but they got to get their hands dirty.
And this will be a little
quick
pitch out to the right. 88 for BC is going to have some. Nope, he's going to be wrapped up after maybe a gain of about a yard and a half. Donald there. Gillum on the tackle. This clock ticks down, under a minute to go in this first quarter.
Gain of a yard, second down, 9.
I really like this quarterback here for BC. He's got a good swagger to him. I like the way he plays, even just that pitch. It's crisp.
Yeah, he seems confident in his ability. He's got a good little throw too. He's definitely got an arm to him.
Oh, the check down was open there.
Yeah, and he's going to pray for it as he is sacked.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a flag on the field, in the backfield.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, sometimes the quarterbacks are looking downfield trying to make a big play happen. If we get a replay here, we might see the RB leaks out to the left, and he's pretty untouched there, uncovered. Yeah, probably could have converted for a nice gain there on the top of your screen.
Yeah, they could have. He was definitely looking for more there. I get on a second down, but. And BC gets the penalty. Unnecessary roughness. I think he got, face mask. I thought it was a horse collar maybe, but it is a face mask. That's another tough penalty, though, for Manitoba.
Yeah, Manitoba has been undisciplined to start. They definitely got to clean it up. They're in this game. I mean, obviously it's a 0-0 game. BC's offense does feel a little bit stronger right now than the Manitoba offense, but the Manitoba defense has been doing a great job at containing and covering guys up. Again, the RB is wide open. They're going to take a shot, though.
Incomplete.
Yeah. it's a good play there on the ball by the defender.
Santiago Arena is
You know, it's tough, man. Like, you see it time and time again. I mean, even in the NFL, CFL, like we're talking about, sometimes the quarterbacks aren't taking what's given. If we get a replay here.
Yeah, he had
take a look at the left side of your screen. If we get a zoom out, RB is wide open.
And if he puts that ball a little bit more to the left, sails it more, maybe he's got a chance there, but I understand he has no problem taking the shot. This time he'll throw it underneath on a bit of a slant. And he is wrapped up very, very easily there.
Number 11, Milano Peloso. Brought down by
Milano Peloso
13,
with the catch.
Juga.
And that should be the final play of the first quarter.
And that's
it will be.
End of the first quarter
Scoreless first quarter play, but BC is driving down the field. I see an exciting second quarter coming up, I'm sure. Manitoba looking for a defensive stop. BC looking for the first points, as we'll see some of our highlights here the first quarter. That wasn't
low lights too.
Yeah. No, that was the penalty. As you can see, that's a little dicey, but setting the tone for the calls later. And we're seeing like BC, they just got a big D lineman, and they are not easy to break a tackle off. It feels like they wrap you up. There's 2 or 3 more coming every time.
And here, watch the blocking here from the BC special teams. You know, just getting bodies on bodies, allowing that returner to make plays. Here we got the quick pitch. That's what I was talking about, that little bit of flair from the quarterback. Makes a guy miss, but it's good pursuit angles there from the Manitoba defense.
Yeah, I've been impressed, even though there's been no points on the board. I've been impressed by the quarterback play. He does seem very confident out there. And BC, this is a third down, as we will be just about ready to come back. As we see this highlight there of that play that was going to the end zone. And it appears that BC will be lining up for a field goal attempt. So here we go here as the kick is up from number 6, and it is wide right, but it does bounce out of the end zone.
Jones' 32-yard field goal attempt is wide right out of the back of the
Got a little bit of a hockey game here, 1-0 BC.
Yeah, at least the first point of the day there, as we saw some first quarter stats here. Denver Adam for BC looking impressive on the run. 3 rushes for 27 yards, lawn of 18. On the other side, Manitoba's rusher, McCarlo Shaw, 2 for 24. So the running game, if I was either of these teams, maybe a little bit more of that, as each quarterback has thrown the ball 6 times. And Hossein is 50% completion, while Thurston for BC, 2 for 6. Punters are also having a good day, average-wise. That's our first quarter stats. So we get here, Manitoba will hand it off here, 22 for Manitoba, and there's another great run. There you go, Manitoba. A little more of that there. That was Alex Klenk, actually, with that gain.
It's a great run there. You know, he gets downhill early, gets vertical, gets 2 hands on that ball and falls forward as a bowling ball type style run there. Looks like he might have injured himself on that play, actually.
Yeah, might have got wrapped up a little weird there.
I think it's an upper body injury, so hopefully nothing serious. But
quick pause just to attend to the player.
Yeah, I think just like looking back at that first quarter there, I think kind of things to take from the teams. You know, Manitoba has done a good job on defense, you know, trying to stop this BC offense. I think if they could clean up some of the dropped passes, they'd be in a lot better of a position to march the football. And then on the BC side of things, it's really just been about, I think, maybe reads from the quarterback, a couple small things. They had the snap go over the head for the huge loss, but they were able to get it back. You know, just a couple of minor things to clean up on both sides of the ball. But this has been a pretty good game to start. 1-0 doesn't really describe what this game has been feeling like.
Saw the stats there from the game prior. Manitoba's looked considerably better on offense if you just look at it as a statistic point of view, and they look to continue this. Handoff to 15, and he's going to have space to the left, and Manitoba continues to run the ball well.
Ball carried by the running back number 15.
It was McCarlo Shaw. It is indeed. So another good carry, his third of the day. As BC's 40, I believe, is down there. Bennett Switzer.
Yeah, these two teams, running game-wise, have been pretty strong to start. I mean, hasn't been too many carries under a 5-yard gain, I think.
Yeah,
on
not
both
too many.
sides. And is that a testament to the O-line play, or is that a testament to the D-line play? I guess we don't really know yet.
Could be a dash of both. Definitely, there's some big O-linemen out there today. I mean, we don't have the weights and heights for BC, but if the Manitoba ones are correct, I see a 315, 280. And those are some big fellas right there, 260, so I wouldn't want to go up against them. And we just want to thank our sponsors here, One Team Sports Group. As you can see here, excuse me, 101.5 The Hawk, Province of Nova Scotia, Town of Antigonish, Coach Atlantic. Couldn't do it without any of these fine sponsors and suppliers. Second down run again, and Shaw's going to have to fight his way. He does get close, maybe 2 yards, a yard and a half short.
Ball carrier brought down by number 14.
That's a good play there by the who was that, number 79 there, big D tackle for BC.
Short.
He gets a good upfield rush, definitely a run stopper body type. Makes the RB have to bounce this wide. RB does a good job of cutting it up and getting what he can, but that play definitely could have been bigger if big 79 wasn't there.
I don't have a 79 on my game sheet. My apologies there. And apologies if there's any numbers or names that are incorrect. My apologies, folks. I am just going off the sheet. Of course, want to make sure all these kids get their shine. This is love to play in a tournament like this, get broadcasted out, send to family and friends from across the country.
Yeah, and it's great too. Seeing a lot of university representation here. Right in front of us, we have a ton of OUA schools. Obviously, the AUS schools are here, and then we got some schools from out west in the Camp West. So, a lot of people watching.
And so 3rd and inches. Do we see a sneak? We do. He's going to go right. That's going to be close, but I think he did get enough. Yeah.
Number 12, a
little bit of a wide sneak look there. I don't know if you heard the quarterback about 3 or 4 huts before he snapped the ball there. A little Aaron Rodgers-esque, if you would.
Even in the number 12, that's actually a receiver too, LaRose short, but he's got the height as he is 6'3", so he's got that reach.
1st and 10.
Manitoba moves the chains. It's been a pretty entertaining game of football so far, and we still got a ways to go. Hussein on the drop. He'll throw to his right. He's got the speedster number 1 who's got room, and he's got speed and a first down there. That's Taven Perini.
Yeah, I love those smaller receivers, slot type bodies. Get the ball in their hands, allow them to make a play, let's get a miss. He's quick out there, shifty, makes 1, makes 2 miss, and then falls forward for an extra 3 or 4. He was a player to watch in the first game, and he's a player to watch every game for this Manitoba team for sure.
An injured player down, but it doesn't appear to be too serious. He goes right off the field. 16 for BC. Kane Hutchings.
Yeah, these 2 running games have been very strong. We see a little pass there. And when you have a strong running game, it opens up the pass because defenders start to come downhill a little bit sooner, kind of forget about protection a little bit.
Kilmister there, we showed him. 6'4" on their outside. Wouldn't be surprised if he'd get the ball in his hands. But number 12 there. Oh, and a jump over and a first down. Very impressive by Manitoba. LaRose short the start of this drive so far. And Manitoba rolling. They've got all the momentum. Sideline fired up after that.
Yeah, that's a huge play there. You got to love a hurdle, you know. Gets a little sketchy sometimes, especially if that defender can make a play. But he gets right over the top here. Wow, takes a shot, but
and that jump and that extra effort gets Manitoba the first. They have entered the red zone for BC.
Here at St. FX, we call it the blue zone.
The blue zone. There it is, boys. Hossein. And he will drop back. He is going to go right. He's going to look for his man. And that is PI for sure. The DB was holding Austin.
That was
Perini.
Yeah, Perini, man. I like that guy.
Yeah, he just got the speed on him there. And
yeah, Perini, man. Love those shorter, fast receivers, man. Especially when you get the ball in their hands, you know, try to take a shot, see if you could get loose there. I mean, he did get loose, and that's why they got the PI on the play.
That was Eklund, Jack Eklund, 20 for BC on the PI. Well, that's a massive penalty.
Yeah, Manitoba is definitely going to want to convert on this.
Yes.
You get 3 attempts here from the 2-yard line. I mean, if it's me, I'm thinking run, and then maybe take a pass if you can't get it. But we'll see what they opt into. I mean, the run game's been solid to start.
And they will hand it off.
Yeah.
And I believe he did punch that in. Referee.
Oh, they're calling it on the 1.
And they'll call it, down at the 1.
I mean, you go right back to the well, I think, on this next one here.
It was 32 for Manitoba.
Brought down on the 1-yard line. Kid in on the tackle.
Gabriel Grenier. It was the first time we've seen him today.
Second and goal.
Second and goal. I agree. I just run this right up the middle again, see where we go. But
I mean, it looks like they might go
quarterback
keeper. They got 12 in.
Yeah. Yep, they got LaRose back in.
Oh, he
goes
fell.
right, but he fell. I think his knees were down at the 1.
His knee was down. Oh, and it looks like there's a penalty. Might be offside here. That's a tough slip right there, you know. Got to stay on your feet. I think we're going to see an offside here. It'll be interesting to see if it's for the BC or for Manitoba. I mean, if it's BC, then Manitoba's going to have another 3 opportunities here.
And referee will give us his call right now.
Wow, it is
Down
BC.
So a big call there for Manitoba. The chains are reset, and they are right there at the 1. Probably just sneak it 3 times in a row. I don't know.
Yeah,
but let's see here. We got LaRose. We got a stoppage. And let's see here. As BC and Manitoba here, I believe we got a little bit of a stoppage. The referees are just discussing to the right.
I'm not sure what the deal is here. I thought there was a timeout taken, but it doesn't look like there was. Kind of getting a free timeout here, if anything.
Timeout, Manitoba.
Okay, so Manitoba did take a timeout.
And if that is correct, that'll be their second and final one, I believe, of this half.
I mean, you definitely want to convert here. Obviously, it's not ideal to take your timeouts with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. You want to save those for crunch time. But, you know, definitely want to convert on a play like this. So
yeah, just make sure you got the right play call. Everybody's in unison, on the same page. First and goal at the 1. LaRose short in the center. Oh, when he fumbled the ball, he picks it up and he scores. Touchdown, Manitoba. Oh, man, that was a bit scary there for a sec, but at the end of the day, that's a touchdown to Manitoba as their first lead of this Canada Cup for them this year.
Yeah, you know what? Obviously, they had a fumble in the backfield, but it literally didn't matter because the O-line got such a good push here. We'll see the pile move forward. He picks it up and then moves into the end zone. Great push there by the offensive line.
You're absolutely right. That O-line won them that touchdown there. That could have been absolutely dangerous. Lucky bounce, too. It bounced right back up into his hands. Now Manitoba will look to put on the extra point here. Hard to tell from this angle. He missed wide right, I believe. Yep, wide right. So the score will be 6-1 Manitoba. 7:14 left in the second quarter.
7:14 remaining in the half. Manitoba 6, BC 1.
That was an impressive drive by Manitoba overall. They really moved down the field.
Yeah, I like what they were able to do there. You know, they gave a lot of pass. They gave a lot of run.
Short passing game was very good.
Yeah, Perini, I believe it is. He made a couple big plays there. You know, he had that big conversion, made a couple guys miss, and then obviously he had the pass interference. And then I can't believe it. I forgot about it. The hurdle here.
Yeah, LaRose Short, who scored the touchdown on the sneak, showing off the hops.
So we had a big play by Perini, led to a hurdle, and then we had a PI that got them down to the goal line, and they were able to convert it with the big boys. Yeah, that's a solid drive.
This was the PI here. Clear call. Yeah, it was once Manitoba got inside the 5, it was a little dicey there, but at the end of the day, they did what they needed to do and executed, and they put BC behind the marker now. Pressure's on BC. I think it's supposed to be a competitive game today, but I think they're expecting to come out a little bit better, especially offensively.
Yeah, I think we'll see the BC offense pick it up here in the next little bit. You know, I really like what their quarterback has been showing, even though the passing percentage hasn't been as high as he probably liked it to be. If you can kind of look to some of those checkdowns when he doesn't get his initial read, he should be in a good spot.
This will be Moses Millie on the return going right. Still on his feet, and he is finally wrapped up at around the 30-yard line of BC. That's where they'll start their next drive here.
Tackle on the play, number 22, Alex Klink.
Alex Klink on the tackle, the running back. Getting a tackle for his stats there on special teams.
Yeah, especially in a tournament like this, you know, every team's only carrying 40 guys. And a lot of times, I mean, we're playing 3 games in 10 days here. Guys are going to get injured, and guys have to step up, especially on special teams. You see a lot of running backs, linebackers, receivers, DBs. They're the fast guys. They're the guys that can play in space. They're all over the special teams unit.
And here we go. BC will start with a run up the middle. And there's a bit of push there forward, but he's actually wrapped up there. Manitoba fought hard to kind of get back in there.
Remy Graywall. Tackle play number 99, Jackson Fury.
Pick up of a couple, maybe a few. Bring up second down.
Stoppage of play here. A lot of deliberation from the refs in these games.
Second down.
Want to make sure the call gets right.
Yeah, and the spot on the field, all that. So we have a player just getting his jersey down. Second down, BC. If you're Manitoba, this could be a huge stop. Back to pass. He will throw right up the middle. He's got a man caught. And he's going to go all the way. 2010, 5 touchdown BC. Number 5, Logan Wager.
I think that was a post shot over the middle there. They had the receiver motion from right to left. I think he took the attention of maybe a safety or a middle linebacker there. Was able to spring that post shot over the middle. Quarterback sees one-on-one coverage, and he takes the shot. I don't blame him. He's got a great arm, man. Able to put that ball right where it needed to be. But we do have a flag on the play, I think.
Yeah, that was a beautiful throw right over. Read that he was going to have a step perfectly placed over the safety's head.
It looks like what happened there? There was a flag down. It looked like maybe they just picked it up. So it is going to be a touchdown there, BC. Not sure what the ref saw, but.
Great response from BC. I was just saying how second down and long, that could be a game-changing defensive stop for Manitoba instead. As you see there, Wager himself with some speed and a touchdown.
What was that, like a 60-yard bomb there? I mean, like we were saying before, that BC quarterback, he looks confident in the pocket. He's got a great arm. You know, just airs it out over the top and puts it where only the receiver can get it. BC's got some big boys, man. Big 75 there. In the middle, plugging up that A gap.
Point after is good. 8-6 BC, a tight one. We expected this to be a good showdown, and here we are as the offensive, are getting clicking here. 2 touchdowns and 2 possessions. Let's see if Manitoba can build off that last touchdown drive and keep the pace going, as BC there might have gotten a lot of confidence finally executing there on a deep throw.
Yeah, well, I definitely think in a situation like this, you know, sometimes offenses will think they need to go shot for shot, you know, keep the pace going. But I don't know. If I'm BC here, I'm probably trying to stick to the run. You know, 6 minutes left on the clock before halftime. Pretty sure Manitoba gets the ball at halftime. So if they can convert some good runs, you know, chunk down the clock, chunk down some yardage, and hold possession of this ball, they could put themselves in a really good position going into half.
Yep. Chase Thurston there with that long touchdown. That'll help his statistics as well. We'll have those right before the third quarter play, I'm sure. Halftime stats. That is BC. So due to the penalty, they will kick it off a bit shorter here. Opportunity to back Manitoba deep.
Also, it was a penalty on Manitoba on that one. Back on that touchdown play.
Must have been a roughing that we missed there, but here we go. Ball bounced at the 3 inside.
Oh, they'll give up one there.
As we see there, as the Manitoba team will give up a point for field positioning.
Safety in the end zone.
Probably the right decision there. You know, it's still a 3-point game even after you give up that point. That's only a field goal.
A single point, rather.
So Manitoba, if they can execute a nice drive here, a nice long drive, chunk down that clock, put up 3, put up 7, put up whatever they can really in this situation, they'll be in a good spot going into the second half.
Manitoba will scrimmage 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
And here we go. Next drive here for Manitoba. I was saying he'll look for the short throw. He's got his man, Panini. And he is going to run down, and he's got it, and they're going to throw the helmet off, and that'll be an extra 15. And Perrine might be small, but that kid does not mind a little contact, fighting for yards. I like that.
He's making a name for himself in this tournament, you know. Had a good first game, and in this game he's showing out for sure.
5'7", 157, the official listing out of Oak Park High School in Winnipeg.
It's a little bit of a high tackle here.
And once that helmet goes off, there wasn't much debate.
And that's great for this Manitoba offense here, you know, get the extra yardage on top of what they had, probably 15 going up here. So now they're looking at 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in this half, you know. I think you want to get to that run game, start chunking down that clock.
I completely agree. They've had a lot of success. They've been having success throwing the ball here lately on these short routes, but that run game was dangerous, especially in that first quarter. And we see it. We already saw how explosive BC's offense can be in putting up points. So I agree there with Shea. Maybe milking the clock wouldn't be bad. And I was saying this will be a play action pass. Throws up the middle. That's a dangerous pass. That got tipped. Number 7 for BC. That looked like Sajavir Gill, pardon me. He almost had a pick, as we'll see here on the replay. It looked like a screen, got blown up immediately.
A little bit of confusion on the O-line there. Had one offensive lineman kicking, one offensive lineman run blocking.
So 2nd and 10. They're now pretty well in a passing scenario here no matter what. Shane. He's got his man up the middle, and he will fire. And LaRose short. I think he might have been short by a yard. I did see number 1.
They're going to give it to him, it looks like.
Perini there on the left. Looked like he was wide open, might have had some space.
Ooh, looks like his shoulder might be out.
Oh, and this would be a big loss for Manitoba.
Oh, no, he's moving it.
Manitoba's number
Could be a stainer on the shoulders. I've had those before. It's not fun.
Yeah, just the way his arm was moving there, I was thinking it was out, but
yeah, he landed right on that shoulder.
Yeah.
But he walks off all right. Just going to stretch that out. I'd expect him to be back in pretty shortly. That's a big play there. He did get the first down.
Yeah, you know, we've both said run the ball in this situation, but I mean that pass game is hot right now.
Yeah.
So
they're catching them underneath, that's for sure, and they're using their speed on the outside and their size there in LaRose Short's case. First down, now they will run it right up the middle, and he fumbles the ball, and BC will recover.
Wow.
Ball handed off to 32, Grenier.
Grenier on the carry.
Number 7, Gill.
And number 7, Gill, who almost had the pick a couple plays ago. Well, he gets himself a fumble.
That's a big play there by that BC defense.
Jackson Potres
with
the fumble recovery. Yeah, that's a big-time play there. And it's coming down to the points where it might be penalties and turnovers. Whoever has the least of those combined, you're going to win this game.
Yeah, that's usually how it is in the U18.
Sure to purchase your 50-50 ticket. Draw will be sometime in the third quarter.
See if they take another shot here.
Thurston back to pass. He will fire. It's dropped, though. Dropped by Aid McDonald. We had a drop earlier in the game. That's all right, though. Thurston will continue to feed him, I'm sure. But a first down incompletion, bring up second.
Looks like there's a flag on the play here. Either probably going to be holding or a late hit.
Right by the line of scrimmage where it was there. Holding on the offense. Ryan North, the D lineman, 6'2", 210, and 3.5 stops last game. I believe he had a tackle there.
Holding.
Or at least had the pressure there, pardon me. But BC will back up. Unless they decline. And they do decline because it'll be second and 10.
Yeah, that's probably the right decision there. I like that. You know, especially in that 3-down format in the Canadian game, you know. Second and long isn't an easy task.
Obvious pass situation here for Thurston. I expect them to throw deep again. He's got a great arm if they get one-on-one.
Oh, screen
Nope, they'll go
pass.
screen underneath, and it's inclpt.
It's tough, man. I feel like Thurston's doing a good job. Thurston's doing a good job out here. His receivers and RBs are having a hard time catching that ball. You know, that Nova Scotia Heat doesn't play around, man.
Yeah, July Heat, Nova Scotia. Put the sunscreen on. It's Thurston here. Looked like he had a touch. That could have been tipped maybe by a D lineman, but yep, it was kind of a zipper ball. But either way, Manitoba, impressive. After the turnover of their own, they get 2 and out, get the ball back. Sam Opanubi, 6'2", 185. He had 7 stops last game as a DB. And the Manitoba almost got in. They actually did tip it. That got deflected, and the ball is going to take a bounce. And it's going to keep rolling.
Good decision there by number 3.
There is a couple flags there, but we'll see with that. Number 3 for Manitoba. That is Amias Thirst.
Yeah, that's a good play there by Amias, you know.
He came right off the edge. And he got the tip, too, yep.
So he got the tip and he recovered the ball.
Saw the pressure coming off that side there, the right side of our cameras, pretty well immediately.
Punt block by number 3, Amias First.
So after the penalty, actually that's going to be even more yards. BC got a penalty there. So here we go, Manitoba in excellent field position at about the 27 of BC. Hossein. That's a play fake, beautiful one, and he's got his man Perini. He takes a lick but hangs on to the football.
Pass is caught by the receiver number 1, Taven Perini.
That was a tough shot to take right over the middle. Didn't see it coming, but he hangs on, picks up some yardage, makes it a very manageable second and short.
He's a tough kid, man. You know, especially at his stature. Not a huge kid, but he's taking hits. He's making guys miss. He's doing a good job out there for this Manitoba offense.
Second and a little bit to go, maybe a yard and a half. They will throw it again. He looks out Perini. It's dangerous, and it's caught. Oh, that looked like a pick six, but instead Perini's in for the touchdown. Holy. And Perini has been the star of the show. That pass was dangerous from my angle. I thought that was going the other way for 6. Instead, it's 6 for Manitoba. You'll see it on this replay. And Perini has been the star of the show at Oak Park.
You know what? Like, honestly, I'm flabbergasted right now.
I know.
That was a crazy play.
I don't know he caught that.
He's doing a great job out there, man. I mean, they're doing a good job. The offensive coordinator is doing a great job of getting him just to open spaces, try to find him any touch.
Oh, like, that is unbelievable. Number 8 for BC, Cole Sampson.
Makes a couple guys miss there after the catch as well.
And the point after is good. So Manitoba, very impressive there. And Perini making a couple big-time plays to get in the end zone. 13-9 Manitoba, 3:12 to go in this half.
That puts them in a great spot here. You know, if they can get another stop before this half, they're going to be walking into the locker room with a lead and, I believe, getting the ball back at half.
Yes, I believe that. Yeah, they kicked to start. Once again, look at the
shift. Shifty.
Fighting his way in. Yeah, we have seen some very impressive performances so far from both teams. But Perini, considering the size, I'd say pound for pound, it's been the most impressive.
The best bang for your buck for sure.
Brady Templeton set to kick.
So Brady Templeton. That's a good little line drive kick up the middle. BC will recover here. That's number 9. And he'll be tackled down at the 35
Kick return by number 9.
By a big group of players in gold.
Brought down by number 99, Jackson Fury.
9 for BC, that is Darius Gray. Let's see there. Just trying to find a little bit of space, but it was about 4 Manitobans were in there, no joke.
I think if you're BC here, you know, they've done a good job at passing the ball. You don't want to rush into things here. Definitely get something, sustain a drive here for these last 3 minutes.
First down pass. It is a bit of a wobbler there. I don't believe the quarterback may not have gotten his hand on the laces all the way there, but that came out awkward for number 5, or looking for number 5, Wager, man who scored that long touchdown. Now all of a sudden, BC with a few incompletions in a row.
Yeah, I think they just got to stay calm and cool on this hot day.
Manitoba also playing excellent defense. You got to give them credit here. Obviously that long, deep touchdown, but they've, considering they gave up 51 there a few days ago, they have come to play today against a very strong BC team as well. 3-minute warning. First half of this Thursday, July 17th day. First game of 4 today. This play was blown dead.
Wow, they just blew it in. Everyone thought it was done. It is technically still a live ball right now. Oh, they're going to have to sort this one out for sure.
Yeah, just
play whistle did.
There's the referee stoppage. We'll get this back. We're going to see on this replay here.
I mean, we haven't heard another whistle. It's technically still a live play.
Yeah, we're just going to ignore it.
It's an interesting one for sure.
Clock has been reset to 2:55.
So they're just going to do a do-over. Might as well. So here we go. Thurston on this 2nd down and 10. BC looking for a conversion here. They were around this range, though, where they got that deep post. Let's see if they go back to the well here. This might be man-to-man defense. Nope, they're going to drop down zone.
Wow.
But he's got a man over to the side. It is caught, but he was out of bounds. What a catch. But out of bounds. Number 22 forced him out of bounds for Manitoba.
By receiver number 1, Max Pratt.
Number 1, Max Pratt.
3rd down.
Oh, yeah. Alex Klenk, the DB. Actually had a carry earlier in the game as well. I think a couple of them. He's a two-way player, and he's been excellent for Manitoba so far. That's a big-time stop, as now Manitoba has the opportunity to put more points on the board before half.
Yeah, that Canadian game flips so quick with you're really only getting those 2 downs to really operate an offense.
Manitoba almost got in there again for a punt block. Number 2, return for Manitoba. He goes down, and that's going to be a flag as number 33 for BC, Remy Grewal. He came in late.
On the play, number 8, Cole.
Yeah, that's going to be another costly penalty for British Columbia.
Flag.
That'll cost about 15, I believe, 10 or 15. And Manitoba is in prime position for more points. Yeah, and off that rush, I'm telling you, I missed who that was, but somebody almost tipped that ball again for Manitoba. And you'll see right here, 33, yep, just comes in late. Hard to stop your momentum when you're coming in for a tackle there.
Against British Columbia, unnecessary roughness piling on.
Manitoba's got a lot of momentum going right now. Seems like
34
all
yard
things are
line.
pointing
1st and
Manitoba.
10.
You see where they've started their drives the last few times, all been deep in BC's end. BC doing themselves no favors here with special teams and penalties. Sane's going to throw it deep. He's got a man. Caught! Perfect throw over the shoulder. Number 89, that's a big fella there for Manitoba. We saw him earlier as a player to watch. I don't believe I had him on the sheet, but I do remember calling his name earlier. We had him on the screen there. My apologies. Oh, no, that's Adam Kilmister. My apologies, folks. It's very small rating. 6'4", 205. Also out of Oak Park. So Oak Park, man, they got some studs on their team. Them and Perini.
Wow.
And Hossein, he steps up in the pocket, still on his feet. And down around the 2 or 1. Good effort there from Hossein. Getting through some of those O linemen, or pardon me, D linemen for BC. And now they're at the goal line. Are they going to go right back in the are they going to go right back into the formation of a QB sneak, I would imagine?
Yeah, there's no 7-9 on the field.
So here we go. And as we expected here, it'll be a QB sneak attempt.
See if they get the same push they got on that last chart. Yeah, they got a great
push, and they're in once again. Touchdown Manitoba.
Throw short into the end zone.
They'll go for 1 here, but
touchdown Manitoba.
Number 79 is Dane Oniabo. No, on this team. Oh, no, sorry. It is there, It's like Oniabo. Okay, yeah. E-A-B-O, maybe.
And the point after is
point after
good
attempt is
by
good
Hamilton.
for Manitoba there. And just like that, folks, it is 20-9 Manitoba. They've really taken control here in this second quarter of play. Both teams was 0-0 heading into the second quarter, so you could say that about both, but Here we go.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good second half here, especially if you like the offensive side of the ball. I mean, I guess you could say if you like the defensive side as well, as Manitoba's defense has been stout in this second quarter. Gave up that one ball over the top, but besides that, they've done a good job at making plays on the ball, getting after the quarterback.
One thing is the last couple drives that BC has stalled, there's been a lot of throw. Now you're kind of in a position where 153 left, probably should be throwing.
Yeah. It's tough when you lean away from one side of the offense, especially I feel like it happens more with the run. You kind of lean away from the run. You try to put the game in the quarterback's hand. It can dig you a hole, especially if you're not converting on those plays.
9 for BC will return it. Gray. And he is finally tackled down around their 30-yard line. And, yeah, BC is looking to put some points right back on the board, making it a closer and tighter game heading in the second half.
I mean, this BC offense is explosive. They could. There's definitely plenty of time to make something happen here.
I
But
saw them go 65 yards on a deep pass, so
just like to see them not rush it as much here.
I wouldn't mind like a first down run, just kind of like a pitch out. See what you get. And they'll throw it. This is a little sweep attempt there.
Got to get it to the RB, man. They're missing
I agree.
a lot right now.
I thought Denver Adam there was going to be open, and he had the blockers.
Mm-hmm.
But decided to go a little more underneath to number 5. That's Logan Wager, his number 1 option, but that's going to lose yards. Yeah. That's basically a sack, which you do not need in that situation. So we'll see on the replay here, as we were saying. Kind of hard to see a little bit of a replay there, but Denver Adam was kind of sprung on the far right side.
You see him coming to the screen.
Yeah, you'll see him blocking there, but second down. Thurston is going to run outside to the right. He does. He has some foot speed.
He's
going to look for this
down.
down.
See this.
And that's going to be close. I think he got it. He did. A very impressive run by Thurston.
We haven't seen it too much yet. We haven't seen too much of that mobility that he has, but we definitely saw it in the first game. I think he's got to look to that, especially when those plays are kind of breaking down and he's not finding anything. If he's not getting to the RB, he's got to take off and try to make something happen on his feet.
Big time first down, clock ticking, 1:10 remaining. They will give it out. That's Wager.
Ooh.
And he is down.
5-yard gain there, it looks like.
Wager brought down by
Wager.
Robertson. Second down.
Yeah, they've gone to that hitches concept a couple times. Looks like they just got 3, maybe 4 receivers out there, just all stopping on that 5-yard line.
Trips right, hitches.
Same play.
Yep, and he's got 88 there, and that is a first down and then some. They move into the right around the Manitoba area. Aiden McDonald.
5, Daryl Robertson. And 14, Genji Shuga.
Got a stoppage here.
Looks like we might have a BC timeout here.
Yeah, they had 2 remaining. That'll be their first one used.
Probably a good call there, get the big guys some gas, let them have a squirt of water, decide what you want to do here. There's lots of time still left on the clock, and with 1 timeout in the pocket, they could definitely make something happen here. Even if they just get 3 points, that kind of brings it back to a 1-score game if they go for 2.
As we see here, 43 seconds left. I'd like to shoot a quick thank you to our sponsors here. Might as well, as this first half is about to be done. As we want to thank St. FX University, of course, the home of this tournament. One Team Sports, Coach Atlantic, the province of Nova Scotia, the town of Antigonish, the municipality of the county of Antigonish, and of course everyone's favorite station 101.5 The Hawk. Thank you very, very much. As Thurston will drop back, it is first down, and he'll find his man McDonald again, who he's starting to connect with, him and Wager. The two options, the two men on the outside.
Yeah, that's a great call there, especially receiver being able to get out of bounds there. You know, stop that clock, allow your guys to get to the line, settle in. They don't got to rush anything.
Manitoba playing much of a kind of a drop back defense. Not want to give up the deep thing here, but BC is driving. They're inside the Manitoba 40. Another hitch out.
Got to get out of bounds. Yep.
And he does.
I think he tried to turn it up and then realized the situation. Coach wouldn't have been too happy if he couldn't get out of bounds there, especially that close to the sideline.
No, not at all there. But it does stop the clock. As we continue forward here, so does BC. That was Max Pratt. I think that was the first catch of his day today.
Oh, clock's still running. It shouldn't be.
Thurston. He will scramble up the middle. He'll be able to get some yards, and he's tackled down.
Looks like we got a hold in the backfield. Wow, 2 for 1 there for 75.
And both players, at least one of them, is slow to get up.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, 75. I mean, that's Kieran Cochran.
Believe it's a holding.
Kieran Couchain, not Cochran.
Double pancake and
yeah,
jump down on top of him. You know, offensive linemen, if they see you down on the ground, you're probably getting a cannonball on top of you pretty quickly.
Looks good on their highlight reel, that's for sure. But this one will set them back some yardage. Clock, their score clock on the field says 30 to go. We shall get the official call here from our officials.
Probably going to be unsportsmanlike. Oh, so we got offsetting penalties there.
Face mask. So I didn't see the face mask on Manitoba over there. It must have been on the tackle.
Wow, BC gets lucky there, honestly.
Yeah, penalties of both teams have taken some penalties today. Manitoba, at least for the second quarter, were definitely toned her down a bit, but BC driving down the field. Thurston steps back, and he's going to take a shot, and it is incomplete, and no flag on the play. They'll determine the receiver tripped on his own. It's intended there for Pratt.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good call there by the official. You know, wasn't a lot of hand fighting there. It's just feet getting caught up.
And we should get a pretty decent angle on here. Tough to say, even if the feet just kind of got caught up, but either way, third and short. Thurston is sacked. Massive play by Manitoba.
Thurston sacked.
And that will move the chain, or sorry, not move the chains. That'll change possession.
Looked like they were doing a power read option there. They got two offensive linemen going to kick out. Quarterback gets to the side if he wants to hand it off or take it himself. I don't blame him for wanting to take it himself. You know, he's quick kid out there, but sometimes you can't have all the glory.
And a huge stand by Manitoba right before BC was entering kind of that scoring range for maybe a field goal or right on the cusp of it. They get a turnover on downs. And now, with 20 seconds remaining, Manitoba looking to probably just take this one into half. As they'll go with the handoff. And he will be tackled after a short gain, about 4.
Ball handed off number 15.
And to McCarlo Shaw.
Yeah, we get a wide zone look here. RB cuts it back in the B gap. That's kind of where those plays tend to bust open for an RB. So, I mean, 4 yards on a wide zone, you can't complain about that.
And with the clock ticking down, I would imagine that was our last play of the first half, unless Manitoba wants to do one more.
They'll have to get one more off.
Or yes, they will get one more. The clock has to be at 0. So here we go.
Probably just hand it off, hopefully. I wouldn't say you want to take a shot from the minus 35.
Yeah, just take it.
Yeah.
That'll do it. The first half, very entertaining first half of play as Team Manitoba A 51-point loss Monday. Well, they've come out and have been unbelievably impressive. They hold an 11-point advantage, 20-9 over Team British Columbia. I'm Denver Donnelly with Che Morales, and we will see you for the second half in a short amount of time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second half action. 2025 Canada Cup. This is the U18 division. We got Manitoba in the goal, BC in the black. Manitoba leading 20-9. It was scoreless after one quarter. All 29 points came in the second. And Manitoba has really started to click on offense as well as defense. BC with the long touchdown, as we'll see here, the halftime statistics. See, obviously, the first down advantage, clearly Manitoba, and a bit of time possession. But penalties, as you'll see there, that's kind of in the story, is 6 for Manitoba, 10 for BC, around the same. As it usually is for most games, it's probably going to come down to who keeps that the lowest, I think, might win this game. And obviously the rushing yards, as BC started off pretty hot rushing, but the sacks and some of these plays backwards have really made their yards go down. Only 1 rushing compared to Manitoba's 70. I expect BC to really come out and maybe right back on the ground game. Jay, what do you think here for the second half?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on a lot of the good points there. It's definitely got to cut down on the penalties. You know, both teams had 80, 85 yards in penalties, but the big differential there is the 10 total penalties for BC. You know, just because the yardage isn't blowing them out the water with it, the times of those penalties can make a big impact. And even if it's a 5-year, wow, big guy here picking up that.
The big fella says, don't worry about it, I got it. Number 96 for Manitoba, Charles Cockrell.
But yeah, so just like that being 10 penalties to 6, I think it was. Like obviously those penalties for Manitoba have been big ones, but you got to cut down on the penalties in general. And when you have 10 penalties and a half, I mean, that's 5 a quarter. That really sets your team back. So I think if they can clean that up, you know, they got an explosive offense. Their defense has been pretty active. I think they can make things happen here in this second half.
Well, Manitoba will start with their first possession of the second half. It's a run. He'll pick up a few yards there, still kind of moving his feet.
There's a flag on the play on the far side.
Yeah, closer to BC's side. That doesn't mean much, though.
Flag on the play.
I think it's the same.
No flag on the play.
So there's no flag. Refs pick it up. And so this will be a second down and about 8 to go. Manitoba looking to keep running the ball, keep possession, keep this clock ticking away, and add some more points. In a perfect world, Hussein collects the high snap, but he is going to be sacked down. That's big number 44, Kobe Kidd.
Yeah, he does a great job there, pass rushing. Kind of off the edge there in a 2-point. You'll see them there. See what he works for a moveset. Little bull. Wow, goes right through that left tackle there. That's a great pass rush by number 44.
Yeah, Kidd there. First time we really called his name today, but
making plays early in the second half.
BC's going to need it, and that's exactly how you want to start off, a 2-and-out quick. Manitoba will punt this ball away. That's a good one. To the far right, out of bounds, sailed around the 45-50 of BC. We'll see where the referee spots it, right at the
52-yard line. 52-yard line.
52, yeah. Look at one. Got a couple there. So British Columbia comes out. Thurston in the offense. Thurston was 8 of 17 for 105 and a touchdown. It was a 78-yard touchdown. So statistically, not a great first half for Thurston. And actually, looks like they've changed quarterbacks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is number 3. As they will hand it off. That's tough hit there between two players. Number 18 for BC, Chase Doucette. The new quarterback in is Elijah Black. So BC deciding to go with a fresh new look on offense with Black in the under center. See on this run. Good little run by Doucette as he picks up some pretty good yardage. Makes it a very manageable second and short. Interesting to see Black now in the game after Thurston. Another handoff to Doucette, and he's got plenty of room to his left.
Yeah, they're doing a good job here. Start of the game, getting the ball on the ground, running that rock. I mean, their run game was successful in the first half. They just kind of leaned away from it in the second quarter. I mean, obviously the stats don't reflect that when it's saying 7 for 1, but, I mean, tackles for loss in the backfield kind of set you back for sure. But, I mean, they're doing a good job here running that rock early. Nice wide zone look.
See if BC continues on the ground. They will. Third time for Doucette. And he is tackled down. That was 65 for Manitoba on the tackle. That's Ethan Weba.
Yeah, that O-line for BC, they got some big boys up there. A player to highlight there, Elijah Black, number 3, the new quarterback in, 5'11", 175. Looks like he went 7 for 15 in game 1 for 84 yards. 45 on the ground, so it looks like he's a bit of a dual-threat quarterback as well as he looks to scamper here.
Scampers to the left side, and he will be tackled up by a pair of Manitobans. Rick Provider, our cameraman on the sideline there.
Brought down by number 22, Alex Plank.
And so, decision time, third down. And BC will go for it here. With those statistics, I would say this is my first day here at the tournament today. Maybe they've been doing it both like the last game. They had both quarterbacks play a half. And so this will be a handoff again to Doucette. Doucette is picking up some pretty good chunks of yards there, and he picks up the first down on the third down.
Yeah, it is interesting that they're allowing both quarterbacks to play, and honestly, I amend them for it, applaud them for it. It's especially a tournament like this. Obviously you want to win games, but this also is a recruiting opportunity for a lot of these young players trying to go to university. And when you're the backup quarterback, you don't really get a ton of looks.
Denver Adam run up the middle. He was swallowed up at the line. Looked like no game. We do have a flag though on the right, or pardon me, the left side.
Flag on the play.
So we'll see what this flag is.
Looks like they're going to be backing up here, Denver.
Yes, they are. So
penalty is against BC, holding 10-yard penalty.
10-yard hold on a run that really didn't go anywhere anyways. So they will replay the down. It'll be 1st and 20. And so let's see here. I would expect that we will see Elijah Black throw his first pass of tonight or today. And it will be a far one to the right, and it's in the realm, but it is incomplete.
Pass to the intended receiver, number 88, Aiden McDonald.
Donald, the intended receiver, could not pull it down. That was some tremendous defense by Manitoba. Alex Clank. And he has been a lockdown DB playing that safety position as he was able to knock that down. He's made a couple big plays today. Black, 2nd and long. He'll throw it up. Wide open. He's got number 11, and he is going to break free, and he is going to go all the way. And on a 2nd and 20, Black rolls right, fires it up the middle. Touchdown, Milano Peloso. BC's back in it.
Yeah, it looks like they ran a little bit of a sprint out concept to the right. Quarterback's rolling out. Okay, he's got a couple options. Most of them are going to be left to right, but they had one option in number 11 there, right to left, and he was wide open across the middle, able to make a guy miss, get the extra yards, and run it into the end zone. That's a great play there by that BC offense.
Yeah, he was wide open up the middle. You could see it from the booth clearly. And exactly what British Columbia wanted there. Touchdown to get back in. We'll see on this replay.
And, that's not an easy throw to make. You're running right, you're throwing left. You got to get those hips squared up, get that shoulder squared up, and deliver a strike.
And Gray's point after is good.
And the point after attempt was good as British Columbia trims the lead of Manitoba to 4. It's 20-16, 7:33-ish on the clock. See on that replay there, I believe that was the first time we called Milano Peloso's name. But not a bad way to start it off anyway, getting your team on the board, getting 6.
Yeah, this has been a great game, man. I mean, both of these offenses have been playing good. Both of the defense have been playing good, you know. It's a 20-16 game right now, but I really like the way that this one's shaping up. I mean, we've said it time and time again, that BC offense looks to be explosive. Obviously, they haven't connected on everything, but they had that big 70, 75-yard gain, whatever it was, in the first quarter, and now they had another 30, 40-yard gain right there. I mean, with 2 different quarterbacks.
Yeah, Black there showing his arm strength. Like you said, rolling right, throwing to his left. Not easy. British Columbia's going to need more of that out of their quarterback and then some.
Tyler Jones
starts here with a good first kickoff here. That's a pretty good one right up the middle. Returned cleanly by Manitoba. And breaks one tackle, but he's going to be swallowed up just outside of his own 30, where Manitoba will start their next drive.
Badesha in on the tackle.
It was number 2 for Manitoba on the return, Tristan Channer.
Ball spot on the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, Manitoba.
These 2 teams from out west traveling all the way here to the East Coast here in Nova Scotia.
And, you know, travel days aren't great. I heard Manitoba had a bit of a layover after a canceled flight with all those fires going on. But you know what? They're holding up well here.
And Perini is showing his speed on the shovel there. And that is a great yardage gain. I think he might have got the first. Close to it either way. Now he was about a yard short. 2nd and short. And yeah, Perini, man, there on the little shovel.
Yeah, I mean,
sprints right.
If you can get 9 out of a jet sweep, you're pretty happy with that. A lot of the times, a jet sweep kind of gets stuck either 1 or 2 yard gain or in the backfield. But when it's not one of those, it's usually the inverse, and you're getting a good chunk of change.
And as we've seen much of Manitoba here, and instead of a sneak, they kind of runs to the left there. And the helmet's off. But I believe he got the first down.
The ball carrier tackle on the play, number 7, Gill.
Gill on the tackle. But LaRose Short was able to pick up the first. Manitoba on those any of those short little distance there, they're able to pick it up. As we see there, the O-lineman Ryder Wallace was a big factor there on these sneaks. 6'5", 270 at a Steinbach Regional.
That's good for first down yardage.
Showing you the size
big
of these
out front.
Yes, these young athletes.
That's why football is such a cool sport. You know, we got guys 6'5", 270, and then we got guys like Perini, 5'7", 150. Everyone playing a key factor.
And on that throw, that was intended for number 81. That is Darius Sapon Riang. Second down, but we'll see on the replay there. Simple option, just dropped it there. Would have been tackled pretty quick either way, but now we got a 2nd down and 10. Ball's on the Manitoba 43. Eric Barnard, another O-lineman, 6'2", 240 out of Steinbach. And here's a pass, and it is complete. And he is rolled up, I believe, right at the line to gain, number 23. Brady Templeton.
Yeah, that's a great play there. Just a little pitch and catch from the quarterback. You know, he steps back, steps up into the pocket, and delivers a strike right across the middle to the drag. I'm feeding that all day long in my Madden franchise.
Yes, those drag routes are open. And Khalil Hossein, who has been the quarterback for Manitoba since the start of this game, he's remained in. And he will hand this off and run up the middle, picks up a few there.
Templeton the ball carrier. brought down by number 16.
As Templeton had his carry, 2 touches in a row for him.
Second down.
Clock ticking, under 5 to go in this third quarter. And as we'll see here, Manitoba will line up. They're spread out, trips left, 2 to the right. Hossein steps up, and he's wrapped up and tackled. Lucky he hang on to the ball there.
Looked like he tried to get rid of it there and opted into holding on to it.
Yeah, even on that when he launched back there, lucky that he didn't get stripped. Just a sack.
Jonker in on the tackle.
And so British Columbia came into this half down 11.
Third down.
They remain. Well, they're down 4 now, and they're getting the ball back. So we shall see the British Columbia offense come down and take a lead. Punt, not necessarily a great one. It sails out. Only about 20 or so yards on the punt for, pardon me, LaRose Short. And just want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors. For BC gets the ball back. St. FX University, One Team Sports, Coach Atlantic, the province. So yeah, St. FX University, One Team Sports, Coach Atlantic, the province of Nova Scotia, town of Antigonish, 101.5 The Hawk. Not too bad. All those people, thank you very much. As Denver Adam gets the carry, picks up a couple.
Number 14, Denver Adam brought down by number 22, Alex Klink.
Alex Klink on the tackle. He has been a man on a mission on that defensive end, called his name quite a bit.
Gained a 3 yards.
And it's always is to hang on to this game. He'll be in contention for the defensive MVP.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job. Good job getting downfield. You know, a lot of the time, especially when the guys are younger, they kind of stutter stepping, waiting to make that tackle. He's been attacking that ball carrier, and it's been proven well for him. Another sprint out look here.
And it is complete. I believe he did get his foot down.
Pass is caught by the receiver, number 5.
And that is close. I think he got a first down, though, to Wager. And yes, he does.
Ball spot on the 51.
BC moves the chains.
1st and 10.
Here we go, Black. Hikes it over, handoff to Adam.
Wow, great
Denver
cut.
Adam cut to the right there. Tries to cut again, back to the middle. And a great run down to the 40.
Ball carrier number 14, Denver Adam brought down.
Denver Adam
number 10.
getting some big yards here for the British Columbia team.
That's a great job up front by the O-line. RB wanted to take it left. He liked what he had right. Great blocking by the receivers as well. Denver does a good job of just following his blockers and making guys miss when he has to. Also falling forward.
BC continuing to march here. Manitoba on their heels a bit here in this third quarter as Black will hand it off to Adam once again. Why not? Goes right, cuts back. And still chugging his feet along. Maybe got him an extra few yards there with that extra effort. Makes it once again a manageable second down.
Tackle on the play, number 14.
Yeah, he's doing a good job running through contact there, you know. Nice little shimmy in the backfield. Keeps his feet moving, 2 hands on the ball. Falls forward for an extra, 1, 2, or 3 there.
Flag on the play.
Got a flag, though. Might be a couple extracurriculars after the fact.
Yeah, there was a pile up. Well, no, that was a play before. I didn't see what the flag could have been on this play. As the referees are discussing. And it's on British Columbia.
Penalty is against BC.
Second down.
Conduct, 10-yard penalty.
moving back 10 yards. It'll be second down, and I would say probably about 13 to go. And here's Black. Another handoff to Adam Wright. And that is working today so far. As that BC O-line on the right side is clearing out some holes for Adam, and he's finding them.
Number 20, Okanogi. There is a flag on the play.
But another flag. And this might, now a BC player, McDonald, or no, not McDonald, it's 68. His helmet came off. Ethan LaFortune. So we'll see on this replay here. Black just been handing the rock off here to Adam, but it's been working out. Referee's still discussing the flag.
Looks like the officials looking to go into Manitoba territory here. I think it might be a penalty on the bench.
Yeah.
Hearing talk of a hat may have been thrown by a Manitoba coach.
Yeah, and if it's landed on the field near a player of obstruction, then they will automatically throw that. And I think you're right, Che, is one of the officials is having a discussion with the coach of Manitoba. So we'll see here, just a discussion between coach and referees.
Taking a look at the first half stats there, Manitoba doing a good job at spreading the ball out in regards to passing. I mean, looking like a two-man attack between Taven Perini and LaRose Short. Perini having 4 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown. LaRose Short 4 catches as well, 35 yards. And Adam Clemister, he's got 1 catch for 27, more of a deep threat there. That's the tall guy, right?
Yeah. The penalty is actually on BC.
Oh, wow.
Penalty against BC, major foul, unnecessary roughness.
Unnecessary roughness on BC. So maybe that coach conversation for Manitoba and the referee, maybe he was trying to get his point across of what he saw. As Black, that's a perfect strike right in the hands. And he's still on his feet there. And he is down after a nice little slant play to number 1, Max Pratt. Black to Pratt.
Number 22, Alex Blank.
He'll move the chains quickly. First down, British Columbia. They're right back where they were about were before the penalty.
Ball's 5 on the 29-yard line. First and 10.
And a handoff, as we've seen to this right side, Adam, and he'll pick up a good chunk.
It's a great run there, looking like a counter right there. You're going to see on the replay, H-back and left guard pulling around. Left tackle. A little bit of a different look. Good log look there by the left tackle. H-back follows up around. Gets the first guy off the edge, and RB pushes forward. 5-yard gain, can't complain about that.
I've been impressed by both teams, the blocking from both the lines as well as the receivers and running backs. Seems like everybody's really bought in from both sides.
They go right back to it.
Yep, why not to the right side? It is working, and they're picking up chunk plays. The ball came out. I believe Adam was down. The referee is going to say he was.
14, Denver Adam.
And this has been the Denver Adam drive for British Columbia. Counter right, sweep rights, handoff right, doesn't matter. He's picking up yards.
Third down and short.
Yeah, that right tackle for BC, he's a big kid, but he's getting moving there for sure. Getting around there. You know, that's not an easy task asking the left tackle to kick out the right side DN.
Yeah, no, you got to be impressed by the athleticism and kind of ability to lock in for these kids too. These coaches, I mean, these aren't necessarily easy game plans to go over any of these plays. It takes every single person on the line and every single person in that huddle to do their job. And both of these teams offensively have been showing that today.
Yeah, well, and just even the turnaround for these games, like, you know, especially when you're trying to game plan for a specific defense, you know, once you get to the tournament, it's a 10-day tournament, 3 games. I mean, you're looking at 2 days of practice in between each game. And, you know, the day after the game, you can't really do too much hitting out there anyways. So you're looking at 1 full gear practice, 1, maybe 2 full gear practices. It can be hard to install plays that you're trying to do, but teams at this level, they do a good job of executing. I mean, these are the best players from each of the provinces, so for the most part, they know what's going on out here.
3rd and short.
Yeah, definitely a great honor for the play. This is actually 3rd and short for BC. I thought they picked up that first last time, but with 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, a very short distance, literally 3rd and inches.
First time we'll get to see the BC sneak here, if that's what they opt to, at least.
I would think so. Pretty well every team nowadays. Yep, as they'll line up to the receiver, number 10.
Wow.
Oh, and he breaks free, and he's going to get a plenty more. He's lucky that open tackler there.
Number 10, Santiago Larena.
Pay attention to the backfield here on the replay. The quarterback fakes like he's talking to his coach as he walks to the left. Number 10 walks in, takes the quick snap, trying to get him off, trying a little bit of trickery here. He actually breaks it, somehow manages to get 10 yards on a designed QB sneak. That's only supposed to get you 1 or 2.
Yeah, good blocking by 75, the big fella Kieran Couchane.
BC's number 10.
At right tackle, we've called his name a few times before. And number 10, that was probably the first time we said his, Santiago Larena. As we have a stoppage, there's a BC player just kind of kneeled over, collecting his breath. Maybe a cramping situation on this hot day. So we'll see here on the replay here, a couple of these runs by Denver Adam, just chugging his feet along. Tell he's a very strong runner, shifty. And that has been most of British Columbia's drive so far, has been the run game, if not all of it.
I find Adams does a good job at changing from speed to agility, and then sometimes when he needing to, just putting his head down, getting 2 hands on that ball, and running forward, running his feet, fighting through contact. I mean, you know, back in the day, you used to see kind of some running backs you'd see have power. Some running backs would be more of elusive. But honestly, these days, most running backs, you got to have a bit of both.
Yep. Well, as we continue on after that stoppage play.
Last play of the quarter probably here.
Yeah. As the clock is reading 0, last play. And Black, we'll see if they do another handoff here to Adam. They do not. Black will throw. He's got his man, and it's tipped down at the line, batted down. And he might have had his man there on a route to the outside, but it was batted down by the D lineman, number 99. And that is Jackson Fury, 6'2", 230 out of St. Paul's High School.
Yeah, and Jackson Fury is one of the players to watch earlier on in the game. I mean, I guess we see why now. That's a great play by him. We call that shot blocking around here.
Yeah, and BC had Max Pratt on that far right side where the quarterback was looking. I think if he gets that off, that is in the end zone for a touchdown. So Manitoba keeps their lead entering the 4th, 20-16. It'll be 2nd down on the BC 7. Thank you to our sponsors here. Town of Antigonish, province of Nova Scotia. And One Team Sports Group. And, of course, 101.5 The Hawk, the favorite radio station around here. And that was kind of like the first quarter, not as high scoring. Like the second quarter was 29 points. But
yeah, well, BC's done a good job of controlling the ball, controlling the pace of play. They didn't. Who got the ball at half? Manitoba got the ball at half. I think it was a quick 2-and-out. They went down and scored. And I think, again, it was like 2-and-out, if not like 1 or 2 drives. And then BC's kind of had the ball since then.
So a couple stats. One thing that's notable is BC is quickly climbing up the rushing yard stats. Remember, they had 1 in the half. They have 122 now. Black. He's going to run to the right, and he spins off a hit, still on his feet, and he's in. Touchdown, BC. Elijah Black with an impressive run, and he gives British Columbia the lead. More running yards on that play.
Yeah, I didn't see the beginning of this play as we were looking at our stat sheet here, but at the end of it there, we saw Black scamper out to the right side. He broke 1 tackle. Okay, you love when you see a quarterback that's willing to get his hands dirty and kind of go through some people.
Yeah, see on the replay here is like a designed run, kind of a read option. And you see there, look at that broken tackle, still driving his feet right in. But second and third effort leads to the points as the point after attempt is up. And it is good. Make it a 3-point lead for BC. They have come back from down 20-9, 2 straight touchdowns. And now Manitoba will look to respond right back. Back and forth game here for sure. It's been very entertaining.
Yeah, this has been a great game to start the day off. I mean, it's a lot of back and forth. A lot of highlight plays. We had a hurdle, a couple broken tackles, QB touchdowns. We had a shot play. I mean, you're getting a little bit of everything in this one.
Yeah, no, can't ask for too much more here. It's a beautiful day here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. I'm Denver Donnelly with Che Morales. The St. FX football field. And so, British Columbia, this will be number 6, Tyler Jones, kicking off. That is a good boot. Turn by 2 around the 2. And runs to the middle and tackle around the 16-yard line of Manitoba. Tristan Channer. So Manitoba looks to keep things going here. Khalil Hossein, 12 of 17, $153 and a touchdown. He's been sacked 3 times, long of 27. He does have a pick on the day.
Yeah, he's kind of been like, we haven't talked about him too much in this game, but, he's doing a good job getting through his reads, getting the ball in the hands of his playmakers, that is. And, yeah, he's been having a good day. I think we haven't talked
He will take a
about him
shot
enough.
deep. He's got his man, Perini, and that's a flag. Number 13, Jovan Badesha, was in coverage, and he will get the flag. And the way Perini was running there, that was potential to be very dangerous for BC. So we'll see on this replay.
Yeah, does a good quick cut there outside, corner route. I mean, if he doesn't fall there, he's connecting on that pass. And who knows? I mean, he's a shifty guy. He's been breaking tackles left, right, and center. He might be gone there if that pass gets on the mark.
Tough play for Badesha there. Feet kind of got tangled up. Not too much you can do as a DB, especially guarding somebody as speedy as Perini. Hossein looks the pass, looks left. Goes through his progressions. He's got Perini down at midfield. And the connection has been lethal, first down.
I don't know if we'll see it on the replay here, but Perini had 2 great cuts breaking his route. He fakes it left, fakes it right, and then goes right over the top of that linebacker into the open space. I mean, he's an exciting player, man.
Ball placed on the 54
Perini had 5 for 72 and a touchdown at the end of the third quarter. He's closing in on 100 after that completion. Manitoba drive, and they are at midfield. This will be play action. Why not? Right back to Perini. Cuts. Ooh, to the middle. Still on his feet. And that Perini, that's probably over 100 now, the century mark. If you had him in fantasy today, you're feeling pretty good.
Brought down by number
Yeah, they're doing a good job. You know,
13.
I think the offensive coordinator from Manitoba, they know who's hot right now, and they're getting the ball in his hands.
First down yardage.
A lot of these plays seem to be schemed up for him, and I mean, I think we all understand why at this point in the game.
It's a player to watch, Kobe Kidd. He made a play. He had a sack earlier. Prince George. Manitoba will go with their first handoff of this drive. And it's a good little carry there. It'll pick up probably around 6.
Shaw, the ball carrier.
That's McCarlo Shaw. We've called him his name a few times. His stats after 3 quarters were 6:39, 6.5-yard average. And that run was right around where the average is as well.
Gain of 6 yards, second down 4.
Second and 4 to go.
Big 79, playing some nose tackle for BC here.
Yeah, he's a big fella. Perini on the pitch.
And he makes the play.
And there it is, yep. And that's 2 very different sized people right there. What a tackle and for loss, and now Manitoba has a decision, and it looks.
There it is.
Looks like they're going to try looks like punt maybe here, a kick.
Third down.
Pretty long for a kick. So yeah, this will be a punt.
Yeah.
So this is interesting though. 3rd and 5,
Yeah, it's
maybe
a
watch
tough.
a fake.
Set the punt.
Might see one here, but I'd say they're going to try to pin him deep. Their defense has been
Not
bit
the
of a shank
best
there.
punt. Not much yardage there. So not the most excellent play there by LaRose Short, but it is what it is.
Out of bounds.
And now British Columbia gets the
Ball
ball back.
on the 33
Chance to
yard line.
grow their
First
lead.
and 10 BC.
I understand the call to punt there as they were trying to bury him deep. Try to get the
it's
ball back
tough.
on the next drive.
Tough
Definitely
when you
tough
can't.
call.
Yeah, tough when you can't pin him deep. I mean, LaRose Short, he's on the offensive side of the ball as well. He's had a couple carries, a couple receptions this game. I mean,
Yeah,
tournament like
touchdown
this, you
run,
got
too.
40 man roster. You know, sometimes you're not always carrying a punter. So guys got to step up in those roles. And
It's tough to have a lot of jobs like LaRose Short, too. Shows the confidence they have in them. Just a tough break there as British Columbia will hand this off. Black to his running back, number 33, Remy Grual. I believe that's the first time we've called his name today.
33, Remy Graywall.
And yes, indeed, it
Brought
is.
down by number 55.
Or no, he had 2
Grayson
carries
Ball.
for 22 yards earlier, so that was his 3rd.
Second
Pardon
down.
me.
yeah, I think Remy was the one who fumbled the ball earlier.
Yes, that's correct.
A little bit of a power back build. They send the house here.
And he will chuck one deep, and it is incomplete.
Ooh.
No flag.
You had to wonder if they were going to throw one there.
That was tight.
Pass for the independent receiver, number 10.
But
Lorena
They
is
were looking for Santiago Lorena. We'll see on the replay here.
They send 6 or 7 here.
Yeah, Black knew right away where he was throwing that up. And it's
tight,
tough to
it's
say. There was
tight.
contact, but kind of hard to say if it was right when the ball came or not. Either way, that is exactly what Manitoba needed there. 2 and out, and they will get the ball back. 7:50 on the clock, and this game is going to come down right to the wire, I would imagine. Very entertaining game to start off our 4-game day here. BC.
Wow, what a
great
punt.
punt. Nice return by number 2. And he will get some yardage. He'll get down to around the 40 of Manitoba where they'll start their next drive.
You know what? That was a great punt. Snap was a little wobbly there. Punter had to step out to the right to catch that. But everyone here saw it, and if you saw it on the camera, that was a perfect spiral punt. Looked like an arm throw, basically.
Yeah, our angle here in the booth, you could see that just sailing high and high and high. And for BC, that's huge. Kind of turning the field to their side, forcing Manitoba to get another strong drive of their own. After this, we have Quebec and Alberta. That'll be a hell of a game. As Hussein is going to run still on his feet. And he is down, and there is a flag. We heard some coaches on the Manitoba sideline hoping for a horse collar, and they are going to get it.
I don't know if they even got the horse collar. I think they got a late hit from number 7.
That could have been it too, yeah.
But we'll see here on the replay.
It's right by our camera.
The defender comes, grabs him by the back of the neck. Probably a horse collar.
Yeah, I'd say a horse collar there by number 7. And that is a tough penalty for BC, as that was only about a 1-yard gain on a run on a kind of a broken play. Instead, they're moving 15 and moving the chains. They're inside British Columbia's territory just barely.
Ball spotted on BC's 49-yard line, 1st and 10, Manitoba.
Watch on the outside, number 89. He's a big fella. He cuts to the middle. And there's a flag down. I believe it's going to be holding. Not bad by Hossein, trying to kind of get out, but he didn't see enough. He didn't see the people coming open as pressure was coming from the BC D line.
It's a good job from Hossein, though, to stay composed in the pocket. You know, even when it starts to break down, he didn't stress too much. He kind of just hopped, skipped around, moved where he had to.
His footwork has probably been the most impressive thing we've noticed today. It's kind of a little thing, but you're right. It's just kind of moving in and out of the pocket, trying not to get caught too much, doing what he can.
BC, major foul, unnecessary roughness,
oh, boy. And another 15-yard penalty for BC, hands to the face.
Wow.
So British Columbia giving Manitoba 30 yards. And Manitoba's crowd getting a little hyped up. They know what time it is, as they are moving at the BC 35, 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. And 15 for Manitoba. McCarlo Shaw, he's been their leading rusher.
Shaw, the ball carrier.
I'd expect to hear his name a few more times at least for Manitoba, as he picked up a good chunk of yards, about 6.
Yeah, I think you go right back to it here. I mean, BC thinks so. They're bringing out their big dogs right now. They got number 79 running onto the field. He had a
Dane Onyanabo.
Yeah, he had a big tackle in that last drive, tackle for loss. A little bit of a 50 front here, 5 down linemen. They're expecting run.
And we got a stoppage.
I think a quick timeout there.
I believe it's on British Columbia.
British Columbia.
Yep. So their first time out of the half.
Time now for your winning 50-50 ticket. And an orange ticket, the winning number 000662.
It's the clouds, a little bit of wind are coming in now. It's not quite as hot as it was at the start of game time. I'm sure the players don't mind that.
I definitely don't mind.
No,
on this gray shirt today.
Same.
Yeah.
I was walking down. I feel like I had a stain on my back from how hot it was up here in that first half, so we'll take it.
Yeah, it's been hot all week. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the average heat in the first 4 or 5 days of the Canada Cup averaging around 28, 30 to 32. And I mean, today's the first day we've seen any clouds. It's been blue skies, nothing but blue skies, and not a lot of wind. So I don't think anyone's complaining about a little bit of cloud, overcast kind of vibe today.
Yeah, it's supposed to be around this for the rest of the day. I saw on the weather report. Saturday and Sunday is supposed to be really hot and sunny. But Nova Scotia, if you don't know, that weather changes on a dime. So it could be snowing Sunday. You never know. As Hossein, second down. It's a play action. He'll step up in the pocket but nowhere to go. And that big BCD line swallows him up.
Hossein sack.
And now this will be very interesting. Manitoba's going to be on their 30.
Number 44 getting in there for the sack again.
Yeah, that is Mr. Kobe Kidd. It's the second sack of the day.
Having a big day.
Actually, that's his third sack of the day, pardon me, according to our statistics. So Kobe Kidd making a
name for himself.
There you go, thank you.
Gotcha.
Hossein. And he's looking deep. He's got Perini wide open, and it's caught for the touchdown. What a throw by Hossein on the money, and Perini had him beat. And this game continues to be electric. Manitoba takes the lead right back with just over 5 remaining.
You know, Perini is an exciting player, but I got to say, that quarterback is doing a great job at staying composed. You know, he takes a sack on the last play, didn't have anything open. Coaches decide to go for it on 3rd and long.
Huge decision there on 3rd and long. And I love the play call to go deep there. BC sent the house. No safety help. And if you're not going to have a safety there where Perini's going deep, I feel very bad for the defensive backs. And that point after does sneak through on a bad snap, but it goes, and that's a huge point after as it makes it a 4-point game, 27-23.
Perini is having a day today.
Yeah, we don't have the official stats, including the 4th quarter, but that was his 4th catch. I'd say he is probably around 150-ish right now, if not more. And now 2 touchdowns as well. Hossein, I would say he's pushing around 225-ish now with 2 touchdowns. Yeah, very, very entertaining football game. These two squads have come out flying today early morning. Here in beautiful Antigonish, Nova Scotia, these two teams from the other side of the country all the way flying over here, showing some entertainment for us. We got Alberta and Quebec followed up after that. That is sure to be a hell of a matchup as well. 18 for BC. Great tackle.
Doucette on the return.
Doucette on the return. Number 11.
Jacobucci.
Jacobucci for Manitoba. And
ball spot on the 27-yard line. 1st and 10.
Here comes the British Columbia offense, black with Doucette in the backfield. And it is going to be very interesting to see, I would say, this 1st down call especially. Do they go for the runs? How to see if they can pick up some yardage? They were very effective last drive, or they kind of fall back to that throwing when they get down like they did in the 2nd quarter. They will hand it off to Doucette, and there you go. That is a great start. Looks like a 9, maybe 10 in a 1st. It'll be close to the 1st, if not.
I think you definitely can't rush into anything if you're BC here. Like we saw it in the 2nd quarter. There was a lot of change of possessions with like 6 minutes left, 4 minutes left in the Canadian game with the 3-down format. You know, that ball could flip 3 or 4 times. If I'm BC here, I'm trying to maintain ball possession as long as I can.
Doucette up the gut, and he is wrapped up immediately there. Only after a gain of 2. Manitoba's D-line showing up big there.
Gillum in on the tackle.
And as that little run there, kind of swallowed up by a group of Manitobans. 2nd and 8, ball on the BC 40. Manitoba looking for the stop, 4-man rush. Black steps up in the pocket, and he scrambles up, but he falls. Wow. Oh, man, Black, I don't know how he didn't get sacked. Fell his way forward, but he had green grass ahead of him. Instead, Manitoba forces the punt.
Manitoba gets away with one there. I don't know how he escaped that. I think he ducks under one
42.
Sack attempt, kind of gets launched forward off a couple blockers. If he stays on his feet, he's converting that 1st down for sure. If not, getting a couple extra ones. I mean, both of these quarterbacks from BC, I mean, and the quarterback from Manitoba and Hossein, you know, they've all been solid, giving a great showing here. I mean, we're seeing 3 great quarterbacks in one game.
Yeah.
Can't really complain about that.
And British Columbia will punt this one away. Another booming one. He has been impressive today.
They got a great punter.
Bounce, and it's out of bounds. And that is a beautiful, beautiful punt. Tyler Jones has been excellent on special teams for BC.
Yeah, Tyler Jones has been punting that ball today. And honestly, it's given them a chance every time right now.
That's a huge punt. Manitoba is in their own red zone here at the 12-yard line. So if you're British Columbia, you get a 2-and-out, you are right in this.
Especially with their punting troubles, you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if BC can hold them here, get a 2-and-out. You know, Manitoba might opt in for a knee. Then you're looking at ball back, down 2 points. Now you're looking at a field goal. I mean, this is going to come right down to the wire, I think.
Yeah, and this first down play is going to be a huge indicator of what we're about to see, as Khalil Hossein will hand the Brock. And good little pick up there, maybe about 3 or 4.
The ball carrier.
Yeah, if I'm Manitoba here, you know,
Play number 44,
it's a tough situation. I mean, you want to run the rock, keep the clock moving, but I mean, I think you got to go for a pass here, try to convert that first down. If you don't convert that first down, you're putting your team in a little bit of a curious position for sure. This is a big play right here.
So 2nd and about 6 to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 3-minute
Yeah,
warning.
this is a massive part of the game. As you
this
hear,
is a big play right here.
3-minute warning. Here we go. Hossein with the snap, empty backfield. He throws. He's got a man wide open, up the gut, and he's got space to run. Even more to the right, and a huge, huge gain to their own 50. Number 23 for Manitoba, Brady Templeton.
Yeah, BC opted in to send a little bit of extra. I think they sent 5 there, had a little stunt going. You know, when you're sending 5, you're not going to have a lot of guys covering up in the back. I mean, that was definitely a passing down. You got to think they were trying to get home, but they couldn't. Hossein staying composed in that pocket and delivering a strike over the middle.
Yeah, he knew where to go with that target. Great blocking by the Manitoba O-line. This will be a handoff. He'll bounce it to the left.
Oh, they might have got away with a hold there.
As he is tackled after about a gain of 6.
Another
Another 6-yard gain for Grenier. Manitoba continuing to move and milk this clock.
And number 40, Bennett Switzer.
Yeah. RB bounces out to the left. If you watch number 55 here, might have seen a little bit of a hold there. Kind of gets away with one. Manitoba looking at 2nd and short now. If they can convert this, they're putting themselves in a really good situation here. False start.
Flags on the play.
Manitoba point at BC, but I don't know this.
No, it's going to be on Manitoba here.
Yeah, I think that's big
tough.
fella 79.
Big fella's getting excited up front, you know.
Reminder
They
to
smell a
fans,
win.
please remain in your seats following the conclusion of the game.
79 the left guard. We'll see. No, pardon me, is the left tackle. 56. As we'll see the official ruling from our referee. Yep, and it is a false start. That's a big penalty.
Penalty is against Manitoba.
So now if you're Manitoba,
5-yard penalty.
You left the door open a little bit here. Got to convert. It'll be interesting to see if BC sends pressure again. I think they're going to opt to go in the other direction this time, keep guys in coverage.
see if Manitoba can maybe sneak a run play. See if they can catch them. Nope, we have a stoppage by the officials. Something maybe with the clock.
Clock just stopped now.
Just want to make sure that we do have the official time correct on the score clock. Every second counts in this type of game.
Looks like there wasn't. I think maybe the clock ran a little long.
Yeah.
They had to bring it back to 150. So you guys are seeing 144. There was an extra 6 seconds on the clock right now.
Because now the clock is ticking down, and now there's another stoppage.
It's because so right now what's going on is they're running the clock, but it was a penalty, so the clock shouldn't be running.
Correct. So it should go back to 150.
Yeah, there we go. It's a little miscommunication between the timer and the referees here. It's long days. Got to cut them some slack sometimes. Big down here.
All right. Interesting. I can see maybe some pressure coming from BC here.
I'd say Perini's going to be getting the ball here if possible. Over the middle.
And he throws.
Oh, wow.
Nope, it is complete. 89, and he's got more than enough space for the first down and slides down in bounds.
That's a great play. High IQ play there by number 89 to stay in bounds. You want to keep that clock moving, especially when we're under 2 minutes here. He could have easily gotten out of bounds, but he had the intuition and IQ to stay in bounds. That's a huge play there by number 89.
Adam Kilmeister.
Looked like they had a bit of a mesh concept. They had draggers coming from the left and right. Hossein basically had his pick of the litter there.
And they have been really, those drag routes over the middle of the slants, they have been just on the money for both teams today. As a first down, Manitoba, and a run up the gut, pickup of a few. That was Grenier.
So at this point in the game, we're looking at 2 timeouts for Manitoba, 1 for BC. They had to use one earlier in the third. Basically, best case scenario for BC here, they somehow hold them here with some time left on the clock, either force a field goal or a rouge. Okay, if they are able to do that, they'll put themselves in a position to have one last drive. But I mean, they need to get a stop now. Clock is ticking down.
Yeah, continues to tick. We are approaching 1 minute remaining. BC needs almost a miracle at this point. Grenier with the handoff that will bring up third down. Decision time for Manitoba.
Honestly, if I'm Manitoba right now, I think I'm going for this.
I agree. Third and short.
They've had success in the run game. They just got to get down, get 3 yards. Looks like 3 yards. If they can punch that down, this game is probably over at this point.
They will be going for it.
Interesting to see if they decide to run or pass the ball here. I mean, they've had Hossein has done a great job in this second half.
So third and short to go. I would watch Perini on that left. They will throw. He looks right.
Oh.
Incomplete.
They leave the door open for BC here. Wow.
Yeah, he was looking for Brady Templeton, who had a big completion earlier. And the door is open for BC, down 4. They need a touchdown. 37 seconds remaining on the official game clock.
So they're going to keep Black out here at quarterback. I mean, he's done a good job, but the deep passes we saw from that first half quarterback.
Yeah, Chase Thurston.
Chase Thurston, yeah. He was the guy who kind of had that long shot, 60 or 70-yard touchdown. 37 seconds left on the clock. This is a huge drive right here. You're seeing a really good game here in our first matchup.
Manitoba crowd getting loud. Black to pass. Caught. And good tackle.
Got to get to the ball. Got to get to the ball. We got to move.
Aiden McDonald with the reception. BC will have to hurry once this ball is set down.
You're going to have to take a shot here at some point.
32 seconds. And here we go. Black goes short again. But that is tackled. He's still on his feet, and it's tackled in bounds. So he does pick up a few, but the clock will remain running.
Injured player.
Oh, nope, he's up.
Oh, he's up. He knows he's got to stay. You can't take a knee at that point in the game.
Max Pratt with the reception from Black. Clock at 24 seconds. Referee on his mark will start the clock again. It is first down, new set of chains. Game coming down to the wire, this exciting one. It's Black. Rolls right. And he is, oh no, he still scrambles out of it. Still on his feet, throws it away. Wow. And Black, unbelievable effort not to go down.
And Peloso is incomplete.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's a slippery player for sure. He does a good job at evading sacks. I can't believe he's not able to escape that first one.
And he's not a big kid either. I don't have the official height or weights for British Columbia. But just judging from the booth, his ability to get out of those tackles from those big fellas, extremely impressive as we have a second down. The downs don't matter as much anymore as there's 13 seconds to go.
They gotta get a chunk play here.
Have to. Black, he's got trips right, throws it deep. It's in double coverage, but he overthrows it.
They do get a holding though.
And the
It was either hitting the quarterback or a holding here.
Massive call coming.
If it's roughing the quarterback, BC's going to have an opportunity to take a Hail Mary pass to the end zone here. If it's a holding,
that might be it.
It's going to be tough. They're going to have to get a quick one off with 8 seconds left.
It's on BC.
That's brutal.
Holding on BC, and it's been one of those days, man. The penalties, both teams, they've had their fair share, but I feel like the second half BC got a few there as Manitoba sideline and the crowd getting hyped up. And there's another flag.
Oh, that is absolutely
British Columbia again.
Brutal.
So
BC just took probably a UR, objectionable conduct. Probably had a couple extra to say to the official at the end of the game there. And if there was an opportunity to score there at the end, that undisciplined action has basically given them the loss at this point.
It's a tough break. Emotions run high, especially in football, especially in a tournament like this. Black, potentially the last play of the game. Throws it up to the riddle, incomplete.
I mean, if you got a trick play, it's got to come now. Maybe we'll see a little hook and ladder type play from the BC offense, but
third down, 3 seconds. This is the final play of our game. It's been a crazy one.
Yeah, this has been a great game to start the day. We predicted that all these matchups today were going to be great matchups. A lot of balance, especially in the second round. Let's see what they have drawn up here for this last play.
Here we go. Final play. They'll run it out to the right and hoping that his player can get it there.
You got to pitch it.
And he's sent down and tackled, and that will do it. And Team Manitoba walks in after a 51-0 loss Monday. They come out 3 days later and get their win, 27-23 over British Columbia. What a matchup.
Immediately following handshakes, I'll ask both teams to line up.
So I'm Denver Donnelly alongside Che Morales. We're going to have our player of the game presentations here. And then after that, we are going to have another hell of a showdown between Alberta and Quebec. Yes. And I'll also have an interview with one of our players of the game from the Manitoba side. I'm Denver Donnelly with Che. We'll be back very soon.
Football game. Ladies and gentlemen, your offensive MVP from Team BC, number 3, Elijah Black.
Oh shit, sorry.
And your defensive MVP from Team BC, number 44, Colby Kidd. The offensive MVP from Team Manitoba, number 1, David Pregame. Defensive MVP from Team Manitoba, number 22, Alex Clank. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Game 6 up next.
Can I move?
Quebec and Alberta.
Hi there, I'm Denver Donnelly, joined with the offensive MVP for Team Manitoba, number 1, Taven Pirani. Taven, big win for you guys. Obviously, a tough loss Monday. How important was it for you guys to come in and get this win and get this effort going against BC?
No, man. Again, people see Manitoba as an underrated place, and there's a lot of things that we put into this to win and get a win for 3 years, man. So it means a lot to us, and it means a lot to our team, not just me. So got to leave the heart on the field, and that's what we did today.
And obviously, your official height, weight listing 5'7", 157, man. You were out there breaking tackles, showing your agility, 2 touchdowns on the day. How important, just being a smaller guy out there to be a contributor for your team?
No, man. When people see small guys on the field, I'm here to prove that it doesn't matter about height or anything. It matters about heart and how much work you put in, man. It doesn't matter how big you are, how small. That shit don't matter. I'm telling you. It's about all the work you put on and off the field. Yeah, that's it.
I appreciate that. Well, thank you, Taven, man. Great game, man. And here, we're going to get you to sign that for us, bro. All right. Thank you, man.
Nice.